The following is a special presentation of Big Pauly's World of Sports Sims, alternating the reality of sports and entertainment since 2020. And welcome to this weekend's installment of the Hometown Baseball League. Big Pauly coming to you this fine Saturday, the 26th of February, 2022. Still the lockout in real life ongoing in Major League Baseball. But today we'll have Pittsburgh at Miami for you. But first, let's go over what has been happening in the Hometown Baseball League. In the East, Montreal is now leading Philadelphia by 1 game. We play all the games out during the course of the week. I have to set up every game manually to get 100-man rosters, so that's how I do it, and every day I just do a little bit more. Cleveland is leading by 2 in the Mid-East Division over Detroit. San Francisco in Major League, the best of the West. San Francisco leading by 1 game over the Major League Castaways, 11-4 to 10-5. Houston in a very tight race with Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Louis, 4 teams within 1 game. We have 147 games left for all teams right now. And tomorrow we will bring you Houston at Chicago from Wrigley Field. Today we go down to the Marlins Park, or whatever they're calling it these days, Miami FLA. We'll first go over the stat leaders real quick. Vladimir Guerrero Sr. of Montreal leading in batting average, 444. Ted Williams on a bit of power surge. He has hit 7 home runs. Vladimir Guerrero also leading in RBIs with 16. And in OPS with a 1.312 clip. Frank Viola has not given up an earned run yet in 3 starts. John Clarkson right now leading with 4 wins. Rob Nen of San Francisco with 6 saves. And Cy Young has 43 strikeouts. So when we come back from a 15-second commercial, we will set up Pittsburgh and Miami. See you then. If you like the video you're watching, feel free to use the Amazon link provided. I'll put it in the description down below. And we're just about ready to go. Pittsburgh sending John Candelaria to the hill against Ricky Nolasco of the Florida Marlins, who are a combination of course, the Florida Marlins and the Miami Marlins. And let's set up the alignment so where Pittsburgh will be run by the computer and I will run Miami. And it's time to
play ball.
And we will not have a set time where the Sunday game will be released because I'm actually going to do it on a Sunday this weekend. Both teams coming in 5 and 10, so it may be up or may not be up earlier than 1 o'clock Eastern time. Max Carey leading off. He's hitting .333 on the year, but first let's go through the lineup for Pittsburgh. Pie Traynor is at third base. He will bat second. Dave Parker in right, batting third. Jason Bay in left, hitting fourth. Fletcher, the first baseman, bats fifth. Dick Grote is the shortstop, batting sixth. Tony Pena is the catcher, batting seventh. Bill Mazeroski, hero of the 1960 World Series, he plays second base and will bat eighth. And John Candelaria will pitch in the 9-hole in the HTBL this year, season 1.1. Since it is been the longer tradition of letting pitchers hit, we will follow that, even though this year the National League will again go back to the universal DH like they did in 2020. Defensively for the Marlins, Floyd, a 6 and a 5 in left. And let's show you him. There he is. Preston Wilson is a 5 and a 5 at center field. Encarnacion is a 7 and a 7 in right. Lowell, before he played for the Boston Red Sox, was a Florida Marlin. He's a 7 at third. Alex Gonzalez, a 7 at shortstop. Dan Ugla is a 6 at second. Gabby Sanchez, a 6 at first. Charles Johnson, a 7 with a 4-arm, so look for Pittsburgh to run on him a little bit. He's the catcher. Nolasco is a 5 with an .848 fielding average, not good. He is the pitcher, or at least will start. So far on the season, the last go a 4.70 ERA, a 1-1 record, 15 1/3 innings pitched, 2 walks, 7 Ks. His WHIP is 1370, a little below his average, and opponents are hitting 311 off of him. He should be averaging 272, so he is underperformed so far in this young season 1.1 as each team playing their 16th game. We'll pitch to Carey and get this started. And that is going to drop in front of Wilson for a base hit. So Carey is aboard.
Trainer.
And with Johnson having the weak throwing arm, we're going to try a pickoff move. And that keeps Carey at bay a little bit. His 72% now reduced to 68. So I'll move some things around at my desk. Trainer. I was complaining last week that when I do these games in the middle of the afternoon, there's a glare. So I have moved the desk where I do my computer operations to the lobby of the house. So if you ever walk in my front door, you'll see the computer right away. And that's how I do things. Trainer is 114, 5 for 44 on the year, no homers, 3 RBIs, and even his OPS is rather low at 298. So we'll pitch the Trainer, hope for the double play. Hit to right, Encarnacion making the grab. Carey
Right
will
fielder,
hold at first base
Parker.
for the first out. Parker, a 333 hitter, 14 for 42, 2 homers, 9 RBIs. His OPS above average at 991, so he has been overperforming. And we'll keep the infield and outfield normal. And a stolen base attempt succeeds for Max Carey. That is number 2 for him, which means we will pitch around Parker now. Skied to right, Encarnacion makes the catch at the warning track, which allows Carey to move to third. Jason Bay is 444 on the year, but he's only had 9 at-bats, 4 for 9, no homers, 1 RBI, OPS above average. We'll pitch to him. Hit well to left and gone. Line drive homer for Jason Bay, and Pittsburgh
First
takes a
baseman,
2-0 lead.
Elbie
That got
Fletcher.
out of here in a hurry, and Bay with a home run. And that brings up Elbie Fletcher, 1 for 10 this season, so the ERA of Nolasco goes up a little bit. By the way, he can go 105 pitches, so if we get 5 or 6 innings out of him, that would be good. Fletcher hitting 100 on the year. That is hit deep, but Wilson
Pitching
runs
for
it down
John
in the right
Candelaria.
center field.
Leading off for Miami, right fielder, Juan Encarnacion.
So let's go through the lineup for Miami. Encarnacion is in right field. He leads off. Gonzalez at shortstop at second. Floyd is the number 3 hitter, batting and hitting. He's a left fielder. Let's just put it that way. Lowell, the third baseman, is the cleanup hitter. Ugla, second base, bats 5th. Johnson, the catcher, bats 6th. Sanchez, the first baseman, bats 7th. Wilson is the center fielder, batting 8th. And if Ricky Nolasco can keep his pitching under control, he'll bat 9th. He needed 16 pitches to get out of the first inning. Defensively for the Pirates, Bay is a 6 and a 6 in left. And let's profile him. Max Carey, a 9 and an 8 in center field. Parker, a 7 and a 7 in right field. You'd think his arm would be a little better. Trainer, a 9 at third. Grote is a 7 at short. Mazeroski, a 10 at second. Elbie Fletcher, a 7 at first base. Pena, a 9 and an 8 catching. And Candelaria is a 6 pitcher. Encarnacion can't really bunt, so that's not an option here. We'll just go at it regularly. And that is a great play by Max Carey
Shortstop,
for the
Alex
first out.
Gonzalez.
John Candelaria did throw a no-hitter on Monday Night Baseball, I think at like 76 or 77. And it was one of those rare televised no-hitters that most of the country got to see. Alex Gonzalez, 214, 9 for 42 on the season, 3 homers and 6 RBIs, so he's had a bit of a power surge. Hit to right, Parker coming in, making the put
Left
out
fielder,
for the
Flint,
second out.
Floyd.
Cliff Floyd, 8 for 38 on the year. No homers and 7 RBIs. He's been underperforming. Grounder right back to Candelaria. Close play at first, but
Shortstop,
Floyd is
Dick
out. We have played an inning, and it's 2-0 in favor of Pittsburgh. Dick Groke, 4 for 13 on the year, a 308 average. Nolasco, we were saying earlier, has 16 pitches. Candelaria only needed 7, and his expected pitch count is 120. We'll pitch to Grote. That's a K, number 1 for Nolasco in the game, 8 overall this season. Pena comes into the game hitting .364, a homer, 8 RBIs, 12 out of 33, 1 stolen base, and his OPS way above what it should be. Skied, looking like Lowell will get to this if it doesn't go foul, and he makes the catch. 2 outs. Bill Mazeroski, 179 on the year, but he's in there for his glove, which is why he's hitting 8th. 7 for 39, no homers, 3 RBIs. Let's see how he does. Skied to center. Wilson with the putout. An easy inning for Nolasco. And you hear the PA announcer call up Mike Lowell to the plate. 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. And Lowell is hitting .295 on the year, 4 homers, 12 RBIs. So his OPS a little above average at the moment. Candelaria deals, high fly to right, but Parker makes the grab.
Dan Ugla.
And that brings up Dan Ugla with 1 out. He's 11 for 41, a .268 average, 2 homers, 7 RBIs, OPS 725. Always like to look at the OPS and the whips. The pitch. That's hit well to left. Bay making the grab at the warning track.
Charles Johnson.
So Candelaria has been tested, but so far he's been pitching rather effectively. We go to Johnson, who's 4 for 40, 100 batting average, no homers, 3 RBIs. He's got to get it going.
Strike 3.
And that's strike 3 called,
John
and Candelaria has his first K. So Pittsburgh up in the third, leading 2-0, and Candelaria is your hitter right now. Back to Nolasco, so it's the pitcher retiring the pitcher, 1-3, and there's 1 out. Carey stepping back up 1 for 1. He's 4 for 10 on the year, counting that base hit he got to start the game. Grounder. Ugla could not make the play. Carey is a speedster, so Ugla probably had to hurry, and he commits an error, and that's the first for Miami in the game, and Carey, the leadoff man, again at first. And that'll bring up Mr. Pie Trainer, 0 for 1, 5 for 45 now, 0 for 1 in the game. Grounder to first base. Sanchez will just get the out there. And with 2 outs in the third, Dave Parker is up. We will pitch around him, as I respect his hitting. And Sanchez again unassisted.
First baseman, Gabby Sanchez.
So he made all 3 putouts in the third for Miami. We have played now 2.5, and it's 2-0 in favor of Pittsburgh. Sanchez up. As I get something ready. There we go. Sanchez has started the year 9 for 35, 257, a 619 OPS, no homers but no RBIs. Okay, so Candelaria still under 20 pitches. That's Guy to left center. That has a chance. It's off the wall. That's the first hit for the Marlins.
Preston Wilson.
Sanchez safely at second with a double, his second of the year. That brings up Preston Wilson, 10 for 22. He's been hitting well. 1 double, 2 homers, 7 RBIs. His OPS at 1293, which is 501 points above what it should be. And Candelaria will pitch to him. Ball 4.
Pitcher, Nolasco.
So Nolasco comes in. And Pittsburgh bringing their corners in, expecting the bunt. Nolasco is a 135 hitter on his card, but so far on the year he is 1 for 5. No homers, no RBIs. I think we got to do a sacrifice here, regardless of the corners being in. And it is. Fletcher will throw to third to get the lead runner. And it looked like Grote was covering third. So call that a 3-6 to third base. And now you got runners at first and second again, but it's now Wilson at second and the pitcher Nolasco at first. Back to the top of the order for Miami. Encarnacion is 0 for 1. And this is hit well to left. Bay will make the grab. Wilson moves over to third, and there's now runners at the corners with 2 outs for Alex Gonzalez, who is 9 for 43. 0 for 1 in this game. A throw back to first to try to get Nolasco? Are you kidding me? He's in there safely. Floyd is on deck. Should Gonzalez keep the inning alive? And that's strike 3 called. Candelaria, his second K of the game, and again it comes to retire the side for Miami. So Miami threatens but does not score. We have played 3 innings. It is 2-0 in favor of Pittsburgh, and they bat here in the 4th. Jason Bay, who hit the homer, his first of the year, by the way, is 500 on the year, 5 for 10. And that's a K for Nolasco, his second of the game. Nolasco now up to 48 pitches. Candelaria really had to work in the third. He has pitched 36. Fletcher is 0 for 1. And Elbie Fletcher hits a fly to center, a high fly. Wilson underneath that for the second out of the 4th. Dick Grote is 0 for 1. He skies this to right, and Encarnacion with the putout. And side retired for Pittsburgh. So after the 2 they gave up in the first, they have been held in check. We've played 3.5. It's 2-0 in favor of Pittsburgh. Floyd also played for the Montreal Expos in his career. He is 8 for 39, hitting .205 now. Grote with a nice play at shortstop. Throws to Fletcher for the out, 6-3, and there's 1 out in the Miami 4th. This game moving right along. We're at about 15 minutes, and we're in the bottom of the 4th. Lowell, 0 for 1 on the year, now hitting .290. Base hit, right center field, and Lowell is aboard. Not a great base runner. You see, he's only 25%. So we'll just have to play station to station here. And Ugla is 11 to 40 for 42, 262. He's 0 for 1 in the game. Gets hold of 1 here. It's a tie game. That's going to be a base hit to left. Lowell will hold at second because he's not a good base runner, and Ugla is at first. 2 on, 1 out for Charles Johnson, who is 0 for 1. Off to a slow start in this season. And that's a base hit to left. Will Lowell come around? No, he holds at third. Bases full of Marlins for Gabby Sanchez, who's 278 and 1 for 1 so far in this game. So Miami looking to get on the Cadillac board here, trailing 2-0. Grounder. And they try for the double play, and they get it. And that nullifies a run. If the call had been safe, Miami would have scored. So we have played 4. It's 2-0 in favor of Pittsburgh. Tony Pena is 0 for 1 as we start the 5th inning. Base hit center field. Wilson caught that and held him to a single. Pena, despite being a catcher, you don't see a lot of catchers with good base running skills, but Pena has that. We'll just keep him honest at first. He is safe. Bill Mazeroski 0 for 1. And remember, you got the pitcher coming up next, so we're going to be aggressive with Mazzo. Ball 4 is the call. So runners at first and seconds. We'll have to bring our corners in for Candelaria, who is a 6th bunter. He's 0 for 1 today. To the pitcher, Nolasco, and they will just get the force at third. And that, first base, I beg your pardon. Nolasco to Sanchez, and that moves Pena to third, and Mazeroski to second. Now, do we walk Carey to get to Trainer? I'm going to say no. I'm going to pitch to him. But I'm going to pitch around.
Ball 4.
Ball 4. Okay, now you got bases full of Pirates. And we're just going to keep our normal infield position. Try to get the double play. Pie Trainer is 0 for 2, and he's having a bad go of it. 109. They'll confer with Charles Johnson. Nolasco will. Here's the pitch. Grounder. This is going to be a tough double play. In fact, they get the force at second, and that's it. Pena comes in to score, and it's 3-0 Pittsburgh. Dave Parker is 0 for 2. And you want to try to get Parker here. Grounder to third, over to first, and Parker beats it out. I don't know why they didn't try for the force at second base. So the run scores, and it's 4-0 now, Pittsburgh. Nolasco is up to 71 pitches, and we have him coming up second in the fifth, I beg your pardon, so I'm probably going to give him the hook and go to relief pitchers. Bay is 1 for 2, and he hits this well to left. Floyd watches it bounce off the wall. 2 runners score, and it's 6-0. We'll keep Nolasco in for one more hitter. If you can't get Fletcher, we're not going to keep him in, but we're going to pitch around.
Ball 4.
Okay, so now it's Dick Grote who is 0 for 2. Since we pitched around, I'm going to give him one more chance. After that, we're going to give him the hook.
Dead ball.
Hits him! Grote was hit by the pitch. The bases are loaded, and I have seen enough. It's going to be Pena, who started the inning, up to bat for a second time. And we're looking for our best righty matchup. We're going to put Joe Nelson in. Nelson, in our call to the bullpen, 1 1/3 innings pitched. His whip is 1.5. His opposing batting average 250. But he has not seen a lot of action in this season because with 100 players on each roster, you could burn a lot of relievers. Believe you me. Pena is 1 for 2. And Gonzalez steps on the second base bag unassisted. And finally, Miami is out of the 5th inning. But Pittsburgh put up another 4 to make it 6-0, a 4 spot. So Miami's got a lot of work to do. Preston Wilson will start it off. No official at bat because he walked in inning number 3. That's a grounder, a weak one. Fletcher, can he make it to the bag? Yes, he can for
Pitcher,
the out.
Joe Nelson.
It was actually a throw to Candelaria, just a very, very quick throw, very, very short distance throw. So we have Nelson up to hit, but I am not going to keep that arrangement. Who can hit a lefty, I wonder? We'll go Jeff Conine to pinch hit.
Pinch hitting for Miami, Jeff Conine.
He is 2 for 6, 299 against lefties, so he's our best chance.
Strike 3.
Strike 3 called, and Candelaria is up to 3 Ks on the game. That gets us back to the top of the order, and Juan Encarnacion, who is 205 on the year, 0 for 2 today. And Carey with the line drive catch, side retired. It's been all Pittsburgh so far. After 5, the Pirates 6 and Miami nothing. And we'll have to bring in a new reliever. Looking for a guy who can burn some innings. We're going to go with Terry Matthews. Matthews on the year, 5 2/3 innings pitched. Not good. 12 hits. Has given up 2 homers, 1 walk, 2K. That whip is absolutely atrocious at 2.294. And his ERA after 5 2/3 innings pitched is 11-12. So this may not last long. Mazeroski 0 for 1. Good confidence builder for the Marlins there. 6-3, Gonzalez to Sanchez for the first out. Candelaria will hit. He is 0 for 1. Sky to center. Wilson charging hard, makes the play. 2 outs. So a little confidence builder there for Matthews. And with those 2 outs, his ERA has gone down a point and change to 9.95. Carey is 1 for 2. Ugla Over to Sanchez. He didn't repeat his error he made earlier. After 5.5, it's 6-0 Pittsburgh. Gonzalez is 0 for 2 to start the game. Candelaria now up to 69 pitches. He could go 120, and he's pitched a shutout through 5. To the shortstop, Gross. This is going to be a tough play, and Fletcher muffed it. And it pulled Fletcher off the bag, so I'll credit the error, I would think, to Grote. E6, we'll check with our official scorer on that. And when we get to the game recap, we'll look and see who made the error. Cliff Floyd, 200 on the year. He is 0 for 2 today. Strike 3. Candelaria, his 4th K of the game. Mike Lowell, not a bad hitter, just not a good base runner. He's 1 for 2. And this is a grounder to short. Did he make the play? He did. Side retired. No, not the side retired yet because that was only the second out. Wake up, Pauly. Wake up. Ugla, 12 for 43 on the year now. 1 for 2 in the game. Let's see if Miami can get a run. And they can't, as that is skied to right field. Got 3 players converging on it, and Parker making the put out. The run scores. It's 6-1. I said the side was retired. That was the second out just now. So I had 3 outs when there was 1 out. Oh, boy. Charles Johnson is 1 for 2 so far in the game. Ugla being held tightly at first by Fletcher. Grounder to third. Trainer. Close play at first, and Johnson is aboard with an infield single. So hope springing eternal here for Miami. Sanchez, the first baseman, is 1 for 2. He hits righties, 250, and I'm wondering if this is a time to make a move. Seeing who I have available. I only have Jacobs. I'm sure I have plenty of other first basemen. We'll put Castillo up, who is hitting 301. Can hit 301.
Luis Castillo.
Try to keep the inning alive for the Marlins and the pitch. And that's going to be a pop-up, looking like it's going to be Groats. And he makes the play. Side retired. And let's put in a new first baseman. And we'll go with our best glove, which would be Scruggs at first base. He's a 6, and we have a whole bunch of 5s, 4s, 3s, and 2s. And we will put Scruggs in the order 7th. And we'll have to pinch hit for Matthews when we come up in the 7th. It's 6-1. The Marlins have actually out-hit the Pirates 6-5. 6-5-1 for Pittsburgh. Kind of an odd box score. 1-6-1 for Miami. And that shows you Miami has had opportunities, and they just haven't converted on them. They have 6 left on base. Pittsburgh, to this juncture of the game, has 4. Trainer, 0 for 3. Hit well to right. Encarnacion making the grab for the first out. The Oregon already warming up for Take Me Out to the Ball Game for the 7th inning stretch. Parker is 1 for 3. And that's going to be a base hit to left, so Parker will now be 2 for 4. Jason Bay, who hit the homer to get it started in the first inning, he is hitting .500. 2 for 3 today. And that's a line drive right to Gonzalez. Easy peasy. 2 outs for Fletcher. Elbie Fletcher, 1 for 12, 0 for 2 today. That's a... Wilson muffed it, and that allowed Parker to go to third. That will rule that a base hit. And now Dick Grote is up, 0 for 2. We'll leave Matthews in because we're going to pull him in the 7th for a pinch hitter. Might as well just give him one more crack at it. Scruggs, unassisted, stretch time, 6-1. It's a shame. And welcome back, Big Pauly with you for the bottom of the seventh inning. 6-1, Pittsburgh over Miami. If you're enjoying the game, hit that like button. Hit that bell so you are alerted to all the broadcasts I do. Later today, we'll do Legends of Boxing, Big Pauly's Fight Night. And tomorrow, it'll be a packed day. We do the OOTP Perfect Team, Part 41. See, I can remember what part I'm on because last week we did 40. We have PWT coming to you tomorrow, and we will do our second game of the weekend, which will be Houston and Chicago. And that ought to be a fun one, with both teams contending in the Midwest Division. Wilson is 0 for 1. Let him hit.
Strike three.
Strike
Pitcher,
3.
Jerry
That is K number
Matthews.
5 for Candelaria. The Candyman pitching well. What did Jerry Garcia say? Look out, the Candyman. Here he is, and he's gone again. So we'll look to see who can pinch hit. We'll bring in Jorge
Pinch hitting for
Cantu,
Miami, Jorge Cantu.
who has seen one appearance so far on the year, and he's 0 for 1. And he will pinch hit for the pitcher. Here's your pitch. Sky to center field. Carey should get to that, and he does. First out. I'm sorry, not the first out, second out. Here I go botching the outs left again. And Carcione is 0 for 3.
Ball four.
And he is aboard. Ball 4. That is walk number 3 in the game for... I'm sorry, that is not correct. That is walk number 2 for Candelaria. Just look at the pitcher. That's his 8th of the season against 24 Ks. And the crowd trying to get into the game. We go back to Alex Gonzalez, who is 0 for 3. The pitch to the shortstop, Grote. Gets the force at second, side retired. So after 7, it is 6-1. And we will bring in a new pitcher. We'll go righty. Look for somebody who can hit righties. And I am going to go with Cervenka, who actually hits right, who's 228 against righties, but he's also 167 against lefties. So Hunter Cervenka comes in. So far in the year, he has won a game, pitching a third of the inning, 1 walk, 1 K. We'll see how he does against Pena. So this is kind of unconventional, lefty against righty, but he does well against righties. The pitch to Pena, to the first baseman, Scruggs over to first, 1 out. Since the Marlins have only been playing since the early 90s, there's not a great deep pool of players you could draw upon. And Mazeroski coming in 0 for 2 to this at bat. He skies at the center. Wilson will get to that. A great play after making a bad one earlier in the game. And there's 2 out for John Candelaria. Now, will they keep Candelaria in? He is 0 for 2 if they do. And that is hit the center. Wilson charging, making the grab. After 7.5, it's 6-1 in favor of Pittsburgh. Floyd stepping back in. Let's see him break off the schneid. He's 0 for 3.
Ball four.
And he's
Take a
aboard.
base.
Now, Miami is not going to win the game trying to steal here. And Floyd is not a base running threat. He's 39%, and he's being held at first. Lowell is 1 for 3. This is a slow grounder to third. Will be a tough play. And Lowell is aboard. Infield single. So Miami with a rally going here in the 8th. Nobody out. And runners at first and second. Floyd at second. Lowell is at first. And Ugla 2 for 3. So let's see if he can spark something here. And that's going to be a play to Grote. 6, 4, 3. Arrivederci. And Floyd moves over to third on the double play. Charles Johnson is 2 for 3, but overall on the year he is 6 for 43. And that's going to be a base hit to left, an RBI single. Looking like Grote made a poor play, And it is 6-2. And the Pittsburgh manager has seen enough. Joe Gibbon's going to come in the game to replace Candelaria, who looked like he could go the distance.
Pitching for Pittsburgh, Joe Gibbon.
Gibbon has not
First
seen
baseman,
action
Xavier Scruggs.
so far on the year. Yeah, a whole bunch of nothing on Gibbon's stat sheet. Scrubs, 9 for 40 in real life. Only hits righties 217. So let's go to the bench and bring somebody on to pinch hit. He's a lefty, so we look at the best lefty on the board, which would be Juan Pierre.
Pinch hitting for Miami, Juan Pierre.
Pierre is normally a regular. He is 8 for 34, and he got lefty against lefty here, but the odds favor it. And Pierre gives this a wallop, but Bay will get to it, and the side is retired. So we will need another first baseman for the 9th. It is 6-2, and we still got a whole bunch of players we could choose from. So we have Lucas, who is a 5. Mahoney is a 5. Estrada, Orestes Estrada. I once met him, so I'm going to put him in. We'll see him there. I was at Tropicana Field one day, and there was this big guy who said, "Excuse me," I was probably in his way, and this guy towered over me, and it was Orestes Estrada, who was a commentator for the Marlins, or at least as of last year. Cervenka may be tired, so we're gonna actually go to, let's see, Kerry hits righties a little 1 point less than lefties. So I'm going to go to, I'm not going to go Ramos. Ramos will probably be my closer. We'll go Nunez, Vladimir Nunez, and we'll have to pinch hit for him in the 9th because I'm not going to do a double switch because I just put Strata in the game. Nunez, 2 1/3 innings pitched, 2 walks, 2 Ks. His whip is 857, and he hasn't given up a hit yet. Carey, 4 for 12, 1 for 3 in the game.
Ball.
And he's aboard with a walk. That's walk number 1 for Nunez. He has given up 3 in the season. Pie Trainer, 0 for 4. And this is going to be a base hit that goes all the way to the wall. Trainer will go to second on the double, his first of the year. And the Marlins immediately in trouble with runners at second and third with 2 outs. Well, I got to bring the infield in here for Dave Parker, and that's this is going to be trouble. He's 2 for 4. Grounder right to Ugla, actually a line drive, and they doubled Trainer off of second base. So it's a double play. Ugla to Gonzalez, so it was a 4-6 double play. Line drive double play. So now you got Jason Bay up, who is 2 for 4 and has showed his skills off in this game. You don't have to bring the infield in because the runner's at second. Runner's at third, I beg your pardon. We'll pitch around. Now we'll set up to try to get the force at second for Fletcher, who is 1 for 3. Nunez is at 20 pitches. We're going to go one more hitter with him. Hit to center. Wilson backing up, making the grab. So the side is retired. And after 8.5, it's 6-2. So it's a one-swing game. You know how they say in football and basketball, it's a one-score game, a two-score game. Miami is within a swing. Preston Wilson is 0 for 2. Grounder to the second baseman, Grote. The throw
Pitcher,
not
Vladimir
is in time, and there's 1 out. Nunez will not hit. We'll go back to the bench, and we'll look for a lefty. And I am going to go with Willingham. Josh
Pinch hitting for
Willingham,
Miami, Josh Willingham.
who is 8 for 27 on the year, 296. So he's usually a regular. And this will be his first at-bat, plate appearance of the game. Ball 4, he's aboard. Encarnacion is 0 for 3. And this is skied to left field, just barely, and Grote makes the put out for the second out. It's all up to Agon, who is 0 for 4, 9 for 46. Gibbon has pitched an inning, and he's pitched rather well, 0 for 4. And this is a grounder to third. Trainer, did Gonzalez beat it out? He did not. The game was over, and Pittsburgh wins 6-2. So you saw a lot of subs for Miami. It was Candelaria the winner, 2-1. Velasco the loser, 1-2. Bay, one of the stars of the game for Pittsburgh, 2 for 4, a homer, 4 RBIs. Johnson went 3 for 4. And you see the pitching numbers there. We used 5 pitchers. Pittsburgh used 2. And the errors were Grote and Ugla. And your MVP of the game was Jason Bay. So Pittsburgh 6, Miami 2. Pittsburgh will temporarily, let's see here, move to, let's see where they are on the sheet. They'll go 6-10, and Miami will be 5-11. And tomorrow, we will bring you Houston at Chicago from Wrigley Field, which is not a bad place to be. So until then, this has been Big Pauly saying God bless, good night, God bless, good afternoon, good morning, whenever you see this. And we'll see you real soon. We'll do Legends of Boxing a little later in the day. Bye-bye for now, everybody.